Hi, my name is Cyril Naika and I'm the Country Coordinator for Fashion Revolution, South Africa. The video that you're about to watch was recorded in Cape Town prior to the government lockdown. Please be safe wherever you are and take care. Do I keep going? Okay. Hi, I'm Cyril Naika. I am the CEO of Imprint Luxury and the Country Coordinator for Fashion Revolution South Africa. Today I'm here to speak to you about Fashion Revolution. In 2013 there was a factory collapse in Rana Plaza in Bangladesh, killing 1,138 lives. And these lives died simply because of bad management in a factory system. And it's up to us to kind of look at that and kind of feel that this is not okay. So Fashion Revolution was born out of this, and Fashion Revolution runs from the 20th to the 26th of April every year, but it marks the anniversary of the lives that were lost on the 24th of April, 2013. Now, you're probably thinking, what does Fashion Revolution have to do with you? What does it have to do with me? And quite honestly, it has everything to do with us. If you think about the clothes that are on our back, how they were made, how they were manufactured, it really comes down to you and I. At Fashion Revolution, we have a hashtag called Who Made My Clothes. Basically, what it does is it gives you the opportunity as a consumer to ask brands to be accountable and to be transparent. So using the hashtag Who Made My Clothes, you can reach out to brands and you can ask them where was your clothes manufactured. You can hop online and you can send an email, or you can go onto Twitter or Facebook. And also we have an Instagram page, and you can hop onto Instagram and you can post the brand that you're wearing, and you can ask the brand who made my clothes. In doing that, you're asking the brand to be transparent and to be accountable. If you hop online to fashionrevolution.org, we have a manifesto that basically gives you the dream to what we believe the fashion industry should be like. I'm going to discuss some of those points today and going to localize it of how we are addressing that here in South Africa. I encourage you to look at the links below and hop onto the Fashion Revolution website and download the links that you can use on your social media platforms. Fashion Revolution is concerned about the people who make our clothes. And if you look at the people who make our clothes, that basically comes down to the workforce. Under what working conditions are they working in, and how do they get paid? In South Africa, we have SACTU, which is the South African Clothing Textile Workers Union, and they seek out to basically give the workers in a factory a voice. And they have done an amazing job so that workers do not live under fear and they can speak out for systemic change in the fashion industry. The Bargaining Council is in place to ensure that minimum fair wage is addressed so that workers are not being paid under minimum fair wage. And that, I think, for South Africa, we have done two very big things that we can be proud of in the clothing sector. In the manifesto, we also talk about cultural appropriation and culture and heritage. So culture should never be taken for granted, and you should always give credit to where your source comes from. And I think we live in a very interesting country. We are very diverse with the cultures we have. For instance, we have 11 official languages. So how many other cultures do we have? And I think it is important for designers to understand that patterns and prints can be linked to a particular culture. It could be religious, it could have very significant implications, and brands need to understand that. So we encourage people to credit where the source is from, but we also ask you to look at ways that you can possibly register IP, get to understand the business of fashion. It is fundamental that you really understand where your source of creativity comes from. In the manifesto, we also address that fashion stands for inclusivity. And that's important because it's based on gender and it is based on race. And coming back to South Africa, we have a very interesting history. Our diversity is as broad and as wide as the rainbow, basically. We can only do this if we all come together. So I would encourage you to understand our history, to look at where we are going, and use fashion for a platform for good. Not to be isolated, but let's hold hands and let's do this as an inclusive team. One of the dreams of the manifesto is that fashion should conserve and preserve the environment. And as we know that the fashion and textile industry is harmful currently in terms of waste and what it is doing to our oceans and what it is doing to landfill. So we encourage you to look for new habits in terms of how do we create new fabrics. There's exciting things that are happening. We're having exciting fabric that is made out of plastic bottles, and that basically cleans up the ocean. So fashion should be used for good in terms of the ecosystem and how we can protect the environment. So if we talk about waste and we talk about excess clothing, I'm sure that you probably have a cupboard full of clothes and nothing to wear. Does that sound familiar? So I would encourage you to think about how you shop. So needing something doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go out and buy. There's clothes swapping. You could actually talk to your friends and host a clothes swap party. I would also encourage you to go to vintage stores if you really have to buy something new. And then if you really want to spend the money, also look at local designers. Support local, buy local, and get to know designers in South Africa. Another point on the manifesto is transparency and clarity in the fashion industry. Now, most people are obsessive, if I can use that word, about exercise, about their bodies. How do I look? You have people going to gym. You have people eating vegetarian food, becoming vegans. But isn't it interesting that we put clothing on our bodies that are made under slave conditions, and we never stop to think, who made this? How was it made? Where was it made? So the hashtag really comes to dispel all of that. If you care about women and children's rights, and if you care about gender equality, and if you care about the environment, I encourage you to look no further than the clothes on your back, because it is our clothing industry that really holds brands to be accountable and to be transparent. And really, it's all about who made your clothes. There's a famous saying by Maya Angelou, when you know better, you do better. So I encourage you to do better. Done. Where can I put my pages? Can I put it here?
No.
Can I put it here?
No.
Yeah, because what was the word? Together. What happened there? Oh, okay, so I need to say that, hey? I can't keep it here in front of me, hey? Oh no. Thank you.